6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has announced 5 million rupees cash award in recognition of a senior Federal Board of Revenue Officers' services for preventing a tax fraud attempt. The Minister for Petroleum has expressed Pakistan's commitment to Tapi gas pipeline project. Sikh pilgrims from the United States, Canada and the United Kingdom have praised the excellent maintenance of gurdwaras by the Pakistan government. Pakistan has again called upon Afghanistan to take action against terror groups operating from the Afghan soil. The Foreign Office spokesperson has regretted the result of vote at the United Nations Security Council calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. The Prime Minister has expressed grief and sorrow over the death of former Pakistani cricketer and umpire Nazir Jr. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has announced a 50 million rupees cash award in recognition of a senior Federal Board of Revenue Officer Ijaz Hussein's services for preventing a tax fraud attempt. He was talking to FBR officers who called on him in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister appreciated the performance of the Federal Board of Revenue Officers for detecting sales tax fraud in the country. He was briefed that particulars of an 80-year-old woman were used for sales tax fraud. It was informed that Federal Board of Revenue Officer Ijaz Hussain identified this tax fraud attempt in March this year. Initially, 370 million rupees were transferred in this attempt, and the process for its recovery is underway. The main suspect involved in the tax fraud attempt has been arrested. Shahbaz Sharif appreciated the positive outcomes of FBR's reforms and the campaign against tax fraud, which is evident from the timely action by Federal Board of Revenue Officer Ijaz Hussain against an attempt of a trillion rupees sales tax fraud. Besides announcing the cash reward, he also presented a shield to Ijaz Hussain for his dedication towards duty. The Prime Minister said after detailed investigations, those responsible for tax fraud should be brought to justice. He instructed the Federal Board of Revenue to engage the best legal team to get punished those involved in tax fraud and their accomplices. The Prime Minister said complete digitization and reforms in the Federal Board of Revenue will help prevent such kinds of tax fraud in future. He said the government is taking priority measures to increase tax base for economic development of the country. The Minister for Petroleum, Musaddiq Masood Malik, has expressed Pakistan's commitment to Tapi gas pipeline project. Talking to the ambassador of Turkmenistan to Pakistan in Islamabad today, he said the project is important to meet Pakistan's energy requirements. In his remarks, the Turkmenistan ambassador said there is visible improvement in Pakistan's economy. The Chairman Prime Minister's Youth Programme, Rana Mashood Ahmed Khan, has said the government is creating opportunities for the youth in diverse fields, including education, science and technology, information technology, sports and entertainment. Addressing the participants of the University Sports Olympiad in Islamabad today, he said the youth are the future leaders and it is our responsibility to provide merit-based opportunities to them. Rana Mashood Ahmed Khan said the youth shape the nation's destiny through hard work, resolve and commitment to the cause. The Air Chief Zahir Ahmed Babar Sidhu visited the 12th edition of the International Defence Exhibition Ideas 2024 at Karachi Expo Centre today. The Air Chief visited various stalls within the National Aerospace Science and Technology Park Pavilion, which is prominently showcasing cutting-edge technologies in space, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, electronic warfare, aerospace designing, sensors and simulators domains. On the occasion, the Air Chief underscored the need for fostering a robust ecosystem that encourages venture capitalism to drive innovation and growth in the aerospace sector. He highlighted the importance of exploring opportunities for nurturing emerging talent and enhancing the capabilities of local industries through National Incubation Center for Aerospace Technology. A delegation of Sikh pilgrims from the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom visited the Punjab Safe Cities Authority in Lahore today. The operation commander Mohammad Shafiq warmly received the delegation. Expressing their gratitude, the pilgrims lauded the security arrangements at Sikh religious sites and highlighted love and respect they received in Pakistan. The pilgrims thanked the Punjab government for well maintaining the gurdwaras and ensuring a memorable experience for all the visitors. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has once again called upon Afghanistan to take action against terror groups operating from the Afghan soil. At the weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, the Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch said Pakistan on several occasions have shared with the Afghan authorities concrete evidence regarding the terror groups. She expressed the hope that the Afghan authorities will consider terrorism as a serious threat not just to the region but to their own security and fulfill their obligations under various international agreements, including the Doha Agreement. India's notorious National Investigation Agency, supported by paramilitary forces and the police, has launched aggressive search operations and house raids across multiple districts of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. According to the Kashmir Media Service, the agency targeted several villages and towns in the districts of Kupwara, Raisi, Doda, Udhampur, Ramban, and Kishtwar. These operations are part of an ongoing crackdown on Kashmiris, with occupation authorities continuing to harass pro-freedom activists, business people, and civilians. The United States has vetoed a United Nations Security Council resolution for a ceasefire in Gaza. The 15-member council voted on a resolution put forward by 10 non-permanent members that called for an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire. The supporting members were Algeria, Ecuador, Guyana, Japan, Malta, Mozambique, South Korea, Sierra Leone, Slovenia, and Switzerland. Pakistan has regretted the result of vote at the United Nations Security Council and its inability to reach consensus on the resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. The Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch at the weekly briefing reiterated Pakistan's call for an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire, unhindered access to humanitarian assistance, and full support to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency and its mandated humanitarian activities. 90 more Palestinians were martyred and over 100 others injured in the unabated Israeli attacks in Gaza during the last 24 hours. According to media reports, 66 out of them were martyred only in Beth Lahiya today. The martyrdom toll of Palestinians as a result of Israel's genocide has now reached 43,985. Former Test cricketer and umpire Nazir Jr. has passed away in Lahore. He represented Pakistan in 14 Test matches and 4 one-day internationals, claiming 37 wickets in his career. Nazir Jr. made history as the first spinner to take 7 wickets in the first innings of his debut Test. After retirement, he served as an umpire in 15 one-day internationals and 5 Test matches. Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has expressed grief and sorrow over the death of former Pakistani cricketer and umpire Mohammad Nazir Jr. Expressing condolence with the bereaved family, he prayed for the departed soul. The Prime Minister said Nazir Jr.'s achievements as a cricketer and umpire are a source of pride for the entire nation. And finally, the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, wind and thunderstorm with snowfall over the mountains is expected in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan. Smog and fog is likely to increase at isolated plain areas of the Punjab during morning and night hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.